Good morning, students. Welcome to another module of your virtual English class. Today we will learn a new grammar topic, phrases. But before we start phrases, let us recapitulate what are sentences. So we have learnt earlier that sentences are groups of words. They are a group of words having a subject and a predicate. They start with a capital letter and they end with a full stop or a question mark or an exclamation mark. And a sentence usually has a subject performing an action. And the doer of the action is the subject and the action is the verb. Now moving on to phrases. What is a phrase? A phrase is a group of related words within a sentence which can be found in the beginning, middle or end of a sentence. So a phrase is just a group of words. It does not have a subject performing an action. This is the most important thing about phrases, children, that it does not have a subject performing an action. So it is just a group of words which doesn't have a subject, which doesn't have a verb, just a group of words put together, hanging in the air, conveying some small meaning. For example, in the morning, this is a phrase. It gives us some small meaning, but to give complete meaning, we have to add a subject and a verb to it. For example, we go to school in the morning. Now this is a complete sentence that makes sense because it has a subject as well as a verb. Let us look at the next example. My mother's advice. This is just a phrase. It does not have a subject performing an action. But when I add a subject and a verb, it gives us complete sense, so it becomes a sentence. I always follow my mother's advice. Over here, the subject is I and the verb is follow. Clear, children? The thing to remember over here is that a phrase may have nouns or verbs, but these verbs are non-finite verbs. What are non-finite verbs? The verbs that don't act as action words. They act as nouns, adjectives or adverbs in a sentence. Let us recapitulate about non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs are non-verbs. They are used as adjectives, adverbs and nouns in a sentence, and they are of three kinds: gerunds, infinitives and participles. Gerunds are usually known as verb nouns and you add ing to the verb to form a gerund. We all know that a noun can be used as a subject as well as an object in the sentence. Over here I am taking a verb jog, I am adding ing to it. It becomes jogging. Jogging is good for health. Over here the verb jog is converted into a gerund. It is no longer acting as a verb, it is acting as a noun. Therefore, it is a non-verb. Let us look at the second kind of non-finite verb. It is the infinitive. It is used as a noun, adjective or adverb in the sentence, and an infinitive is formed by adding to the verb. Let us see how it is used as a noun. My mom loves to shop. The verb over here is loves. The object of the verb is to shop. I've told you before that noun acts as a subject as well as an object. Over here the verb is used as an object. I don't have enough money to buy a car. Over here, the verb is used as an infinitive by adding to it and it is acting as an adjective in a sentence. Let us look at how it is used as an adverb. John's friends will stay here to eat. Now, to eat is describing the verb stay. Is it clear? That is why it is acting as an adverb in the sentence. Moving on to participles. Participles are known as verb adjectives and they are formed by adding ing to the verb. Now you may have the question that we are adding ing to the gerund also and ing to the participle also. So how will this, what is the difference? The difference is that gerunds are used as nouns in the sentence and participles are used as adjectives in the sentence. Now participles are of three kinds. Present participles are formed by adding ing to the verb. Past participles are formed by adding ed, en or d to the verb, and perfect participle is formed by adding having to the past participle form of the verb. Let us see the example. They saw her walking in the park. Ing form of the verb. Yes or no? Now the ing form over here is known as the present participle. It is important to note that both ing words in gerund as well as participle don't have a helping verb in front of them. Now let us look at the example for past participle. Exhausted, Jim fell on the bed. Over here, I am adding ed to the verb exhaust to form the past participle. Let us look at perfect participle. Having eaten his lunch, I resumed my studies. Okay? So this is the perfect participle. Clear, children? Shall we move on? Yes. So I told you earlier that a phrase is a group of words, but it does not have a subject performing an action. Look at the group of words given in front of you. In the light blue dress. What kind of phrase is it? What are we talking about? We are talking about the dress. That is why this is a noun phrase, because it tells us more about the noun in the sentence. Now I will add a few more words to this phrase. For example, in the lovely new light blue cotton dress. I have added 3 more adjectives to it. I can add more words to it to make a long phrase, but it will still remain a phrase because it does not have a verb. Is it clear, children? Now, if I remove the noun dress from here, the determiner will automatically go. So what are we left with? Lovely new light blue cotton. What are these? What words are these? These are adjectives. So these words form your adjective phrase. So let us learn about 3 kinds of phrases in one shot. Now, lovely new light blue and cotton forms the adjective phrase. If I add the noun and the determiner, it becomes the noun phrase. If I add a preposition in front of it, it becomes a prepositional phrase. So, isn't it easy, children? Let us proceed. Okay, now let us learn about noun phrases in detail. We all know that nouns can be used as subject as well as object in a sentence. So a phrase that acts as a noun in a sentence is known as a noun phrase. So it contains a noun and a modifier. What is a modifier? The words that modify the noun are known as modifiers. For example, they bought an expensive red sports car. How will you identify the phrase? It can't be they bought, because it is a subject. This is the subject and this is the verb. So it can't be a phrase. So the phrase, what are we talking about? Sports car. So expensive red sports car is the noun phrase, where the noun is sports car and expensive red are the modifiers. And we all know that it acts as a subject as well as object. Over here, it is used, the noun phrase is used as an object in the sentence. Let us look at the second example. The woman in the window shouted for help. The noun over here is woman, and what are the words that are modifying it? In the window. So we are talking about the woman, that is why it is the subject. The noun phrase over here is used as a subject of the sentence. So to identify the noun phrase, we ask the questions who and what. What did they buy? An expensive sports car. Who shouted for help? The woman. Clear, children? Shall we move on? Now, what is a prepositional phrase? A phrase having a preposition and object of the preposition. What is the object of the preposition? It is the noun or the pronoun. This is called a prepositional phrase. For example, on the wall. The preposition is on. What is the object over here? The wall. Beside the school. Preposition is beside. The school is the object. Let us look at some more examples. The kids were laughing at the jokes. Over here, how do you identify the phrase? The phrase does not have the subject or the verb. So the kids were laughing, we can rule this out. This is not the phrase. At the joke, over here, at the jokes. Over here, the preposition is at. Object of the preposition is the jokes. The cat is sleeping under the tree. Over here, the prepositional phrase is under the tree. Under is the preposition, the tree is the object. So, to identify the prepositional phrase, we ask the question how long, which one, when, how often and where. We also ask these questions for adjective and adverb phrases. Moving on to adjective phrases. A phrase that acts as an adjective in a sentence is known as an adjective phrase. What is an adjective? An adjective will describe the noun. So like an adjective, it modifies a noun or a pronoun. For example, the boy on the terrace is looking at the sky. What is the noun over here? The boy. What are the words that are describing the boy's action? What are the words that are describing where the boy is? On the terrace. And notice that the adjective phrase starts with a preposition. Look at the next example. The lady in the green dress is my mother. Over here, the noun or the subject of the sentence is lady. What are the words used to describe the lady? In the green dress. So, adjective phrases answer to the question what kind, which one, how many and how much. So over here, which lady? The lady in the green dress. Moving on to adverb phrases. The phrase that acts like an adverb in a sentence is called as an adverb phrase. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that modifies a verb. So, the adjective phrase also does that. It modifies the verb in the sentence. For example, the child sat beside his mother. Now, if I give you a random sentence and ask you to identify the adverb phrase, you will see the part of the sentence that does not have the subject and the verb. So what are the words that are left? Beside his mother. What is the verb over here? Sat. What are the words that are describing the verb? Beside his mother. Notice that this also starts with a preposition. He drives a car at a very high speed. What is the action word over here? It is drives. What are the words that are describing the action? At a very high speed. This also starts with a preposition. So an adverb phrase answers to the questions when, where, why, how often, how long. So with this we have finished phrases, and please keep practicing and solving the exercises in your given in your text. Until the next class, stay safe, stay awesome, and keep practicing.